How did one soldier rebuild a fallen empire into a modern nation? This is the story of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the visionary leader who forged modern Turkey from the ashes of the Ottoman Empire. Imagine the world at the turn of the 20th century. The once mighty Ottoman Empire, spanning 3 continents for over 600 years, was now known as the sick man of Europe. Its territories were shrinking, its economy was struggling, and it was caught in the crossfire of great power rivalries. It was into this world of decline and uncertainty that Mustafa Kemal was born in 1881, in the city of Salonika, which is now Thessaloniki, Greece. From a young age, Mustafa was a brilliant and ambitious student. He defied his family's wishes for him to pursue a religious education, choosing instead a military career. It was at military school that a teacher gave him the second name, Kemal, meaning perfection, in recognition of his outstanding abilities. He quickly rose through the ranks, proving his mettle as a skilled tactician and a charismatic officer. His first major tests came during World War I, while the Ottoman Empire had allied with the Central Powers. Mustafa Kemal found himself commanding troops at the Gallipoli Peninsula. This was a critical battlefront. The Allied forces, including troops from Britain, Australia, and New Zealand, were attempting to seize control of the Dardanelles Strait, which would have given them a direct sea route to their ally, Russia, and a path to the Ottoman capital, Constantinople. Against overwhelming odds, Lieutenant Colonel Mustafa Kemal led the Ottoman defense. His famous order to his troops, "I do not order you to attack, I order you to die," captured the desperate spirit of the defense. His strategic genius and unwavering determination were instrumental in repelling the invasion. The Gallipoli campaign was a catastrophic failure for the Allies, but for Mustafa Kemal, it was a victory that made him a national hero. He had saved the capital and earned the respect and admiration of the Turkish people. However, despite his heroism, the war ended in defeat for the Ottoman Empire. The victorious Allies occupied Constantinople and large parts of Anatolia. The Sultan's government, powerless and defeated, signed the humiliating Armistice of Mudros, effectively surrendering its sovereignty. The empire was to be carved up and distributed among the victors. For many, it seemed like the end of the Turkish nation, but not for Mustafa Kemal. He refused to accept the dismemberment of his homeland. In 1919, he traveled to the Black Sea port of Samsun, an act that officially marked the beginning of the Turkish War of Independence. He rallied scattered Turkish forces and local resistance groups, uniting them under a single banner of national sovereignty. He declared that the nation's independence would be won by the nation's own will and determination. This was no small task. It was not only fighting against foreign occupying forces, the Greeks in the west, the French in the south, and the Armenians in the east, but also against the Sultan's government in Constantinople, which saw him as a rebel. He established a rival government, the Grand National Assembly, in Ankara, which became the heart of the resistance movement. For the next 3 years, a brutal war raged across Anatolia. Mustafa Kemal, now the commander-in-chief, led his armies with brilliant strategy. The turning point came in the Battle of a grueling 21-day conflict that halted the Greek advance towards Ankara. Following this, his forces launched the Great Offensive in August 1922, decisively defeating the invading armies and liberating the Turkish heartland. By the end of the year, the foreign forces had been expelled, and the War of Independence was won. With military victory secured, Mustafa Kemal turned his attention to the political future. The old world was gone. In 1922, the Grand National Assembly abolished the Ottoman Sultanate, ending 600 years of imperial rule. A year later, on October 29, 1923, the Republic of Turkey was officially proclaimed, with Mustafa Kemal as its first president. The Treaty of Lausanne was signed, officially recognizing the sovereignty and borders of the new Turkish state, a unique diplomatic victory reversing the terms of a post-war treaty. But building a nation was more than just winning a war and drawing borders. Ataturk, as he would later be known after the parliament gave him the surname meaning father of the Turks, embarked on one of the most radical and rapid modernization programs in history. His vision was to create a secular, modern, and Western-oriented nation. His reforms were sweeping and touched every aspect of Turkish life. He believed that secularism, the separation of religion and state, was the cornerstone of modernity. He abolished the caliphate, the religious leadership of the Muslim world that the Ottoman sultans had held. He closed religious schools and courts, replacing them with a secular education system and a new legal code based on European models, primarily the Swiss Civil Code. He championed women's rights in an unprecedented way for the region at that time. Women were granted equal rights in matters of inheritance and divorce. Most significantly, Turkish women gained the right to vote and stand for office in 1934, years before women in many so-called advanced Western nations. Ataturk famously said, "A society that does not let its women progress cannot be a developed society." Language and culture were also transformed. Ataturk initiated a radical language reform, replacing the complex Arabic script of the Ottoman Turkish language with a new, simpler Latin-based alphabet. This dramatically increased literacy rates and made education more accessible to the mass. He also encouraged the adoption of Western-style clothing, art, and music. The fez, a symbol of the Ottoman past, was banned in favor of the hat. He urges people to look forward, not backward. Economically, he promoted industrialization and self-sufficiency, establishing state-owned factories and banks to build a national economy. His guiding principle was peace at home, peace in the world. And he pursued a foreign policy of neutrality and good relations with Turkey's neighbors, including its former enemies. Ataturk's legacy is, of course, complex and still debated today. The speed and scope of his reforms created tensions and met with resistance. His single-party rule, while aimed at consolidating the new republic, is viewed critically by some, but his impact is undeniable. In just 15 years as president, he transformed a crumbling, multi-ethnic empire into a vibrant, independent, and secular republic. He laid the foundation for the modern Turkey we see today. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk passed away in Sen, but his image and his principles continue to shape the Turkish national identity. He remains a towering figure of the 20th century, a soldier who became a revolutionary statesman, a leader who didn't just win a war, but built a nation from its very foundations. His story is a powerful testament to how a single individual's vision and determination can change the course of history. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey into the life of Ataturk interesting, please hit that like button. And consider subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into history's most fascinating figures. Let us know in the comments what you think about Ataturk's legacy. Until next time.